Okay guys, I told you defense is my favorite thing, and it is because I played like a million years ago and played 6-on-6 and I was a guard. So blocking shots, rebounding was my bread and butter. And now that I'm a grown up and a physical therapist, I really wish I would have known then what I know now, because I was this like awkward, difficult moving, 6-foot tall human that mostly got fouled out of every single game because I couldn't control my body against a bunch of 5-footers that would just run into me. So nowadays I have made it my personal mission in life to help other tall girls overcome that, because it's no fun to sit on the bench with 3 fouls just because you can't control your body. So today we're going to talk about rebounding. So that's what you're supposed to do, right? Like rebounding, boxing out is huge. And if you are a team that can box out well and rebound well, you will win games. So I want to teach you how to do that better. If I am going to rebound, so the problem becomes, if I am going to rebound and I reach up, what happens is I am jumping up, and I am jumping up with no arms. So in traffic, right? Like if I'm in volleyball, I can use my arm swing to get me up higher. If I am in a basketball lane, there is not any room to use my arms much. So I am here and I'm boxing my girl out, and I am trying to jump, and there's bodies around me, so you don't get a lot of arm swing. So 30% of my vertical leap comes from arm swing. That means I gotta figure out something else, right? So this is why boxing out is so important prior to rebounding, because I can have a better vertical leap if I rotate my pelvis forward and stick my butt out. I know, I feel like a broken record because all I ever do is tell you to stick your butt out, but I am here to tell you that sagittal plane pelvic rotation winds up that butt muscle like a big old rubber band and helps you explode. So if I cannot use my arms to help me get up in the air, I have got to be really, really efficient with my pelvis. On the injury side of things, if you are someone who cannot efficiently rotate their pelvis, and instead we are getting more of a jump pattern where my butt is a little bit more tucked and I'm jumping from here, you can even see it in the video. Look at the line of patellar tendon stress on the front of my knee. So jumper's knee, people who get patellar tendonitis, it's not your knee's fault. It's your hip's fault. It's your foot's fault. I have to be able to rotate and load my hip. I have to be able to glide at my ankle joint so that my knee doesn't get beat up. If you watch me bend and I use my butt, oh, my knee looks really happy. If you watch me bend and just use my knee, look how much stress there is on the front of that knee. So injury-wise and efficiency and awesome-wise, we need to use our pelvis. So if I am in traffic, I'm gonna bend, really, really stick my butt out, and then from there, I drive through my hip and jump. So now, if I am blocking out, I block out with my elbows, I block out with my hands, like getting to this, chest up, block out with your butt. Not only does that help keep your defender back, but it helps load you for a better jump. So there's my load part of my jump, is really drive your butt into your defender and then come out of your butt. Then we look at what happens at the top of my rebound. This is how I tore my ACL in high school, is rebounding. I jumped up to go get a basketball. A smaller girl came inside. I tried not to land on her, tore my ACL. So we have to have good strength and body control with my hands over my head. How much do we practice that for kids? Not at all, okay? 99.9% of the female athletes that come into my clinic cannot control this position. So I can assess that, right, as a coach. I can stand on 1 foot, I can stand on 2 feet. Can your athlete stand on 1 foot, put a hand, I should move back so you can see, put both hands over your head, reach back, touch a wall, and return without falling down? I am officially 49 years old and I can do it on both feet. Then, can you add a little resistance? Can I stand on 1 foot, reach back, and come forward? Then, can I do it quickly? Ooh, not as good. without falling down? Can I do it at diagonals without falling down? If they can't, we have a rebounding issue, okay? Because I can go get that ball and then my body says, oh crap, I have no idea how to control this. I'm either gonna lose it, I'm gonna land funny, or I'm putting myself at increased risk for ACL tear. None of those things are good. So how do I train for it? I train for it, your training needs to look like the activity, right? So I can train for this as easy as basketball over my head as part of my warm-ups every day, jumping. So if I can do it on 2 feet, I'm gonna jump back, jump forward, ball forward. So forward and back. Here, I can jump side to side here. I can jump rotationally here on 2 feet. I can transition all of that to 1 foot, right? So if you can warm up single leg hopping, ball as far back and forward as you can, they're gonna have better control. I wanna do both in that if I start doing something fast, your body's gonna take a shortcut, right? So if I'm going quick, you're gonna see the ball only come back to here, whereas if I'm doing it without jumping, I can reach the ball all the way back to here. So as warm-ups, maybe we do single leg, ball all the way back to the wall as far as I can go through my range 10 times, and then single leg jumping for 15 seconds. That's gonna help me with my strength and control at the top of the rebound and then to bring it down. Then finally we need to talk about it bringing it down. So the minute my knees bend in any sport, but basketball, most importantly because someone is coming at me, right? Like I have to be able to control my body in the middle of other bodies. So the minute my feet hit the ground with this rebound and my knees start to bend, my butt needs to stick out. So we talk about that with girls with triple threat position. Triple threat is great because the minute I bend and I bring my elbow back, what that does is loads that right side butt cheek better. So as I'm here, I'm literally exploding to be able to go to the left. You're improving your speed and your power. But what happens is girls come down with a rebound and they're here and they're straight and it gets stripped, or they're slow to go, right? I'm slow to throw, I get jostled around, whatever. When I come down, as I'm coming down, but once I get to my eyeball height, my butt better start collapsing and I better start landing with an aggressive butt drive. You have to teach them this. This is not natural. We will take the path of least resistance every single time. I will land stiff and I will try to go standing straight up and down because it requires strength and mobility to get into that hip, to get into that big toe. If you want to double improve your children with, or your basketball players with, rebounding and exploding, not only when I come down does my butt need to go out, but I need to get my weight on my big toe, not on the front half of your feet, on my big toe. When I get my weight on my big toe, see how when I rock my weight onto my big toe, it brings my knee inside of my hip? We have talked about this before. Knee inside of your hip means I'm winding up my butt muscle and I'm gonna have better explosion. So now as I come down from a rebound, butt, big toe, butt, big toe, butt, big toe. So I can do this up against a wall, okay? If my back is to the wall, I'm gonna jump up, reach the ball to the wall, pull it down, take my butt to the wall. Jump up, reach the ball to the wall, pull down, butt to the wall. And teach them first butt to the wall, then butt to the wall, big toe. Then I can create a multi-step drill off of that. Reach up, jump, tap, butt to the wall, big toe, and I could drive 3 steps, 1 dribble, whatever. Teach them the motor series or the motor planning, rebound, butt, big toe, drive. If we break this down and teach this to our athletes, they're gonna be better. What has happened now is kids are so athletic, they're so good, we just assume they know how to do this stuff and that their bodies are good at it. their body is using a pattern that's easiest to them. That might be easiest to them right now at 14, 15, 16. And over time, it turns out that that's not very efficient, and we put them at risk for back pain, stress fracture, ankle sprain, labral tear, ACL tear at 17, 18, 19, when if we teach them this early on, you're gonna get nothing but benefits. The only risk or the thing you need to watch out for in any of this training that we talked about today is low back pain, okay? If I am reaching up and I do not have abdominal strength to manage that position, and my tummy gets tired, my low back gets beat up. So if a kid can only reach to here, and they get to here and they have back pain, keep them short of back pain. And then with teaching them that butt-loaded bend, if we're not quite getting it, if we have a hip restriction, if we have an ankle restriction, if we have an upper back restriction that's not clearing, it puts more pressure on our patellar tendon. So be wary of knee pain in the front, back pain there. If you are someone who's having these things, you need to come get assessed because it's not going to go away on its own and it's only going to limit your athletic performance. But if you're not, you work up to bigger ranges, you work up to greater speeds, and pretty soon you're having a phenomenal basketball season just because you're more efficient. So, long talk, I apologize, but important stuff. Reach out to me if you have any questions.